Santa Fe Pro Musica presents Baroque Holy Week this Saturday and Sunday at First Presbyterian Church in Santa Fe. Stephen Redfield leads the Santa Fe Pro Musica Baroque Ensemble with soloists Michael Hix and Kim Pineda, music of Telemann and Graupner, and baritone Michael Hix joins me. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Graupner was a very prolific composer of the Baroque period, a contemporary of Johann Sebastian Bach and George Philipp Telemann. Why have we never heard of him, and how did you come across his music?
Yeah, Graupner's a really fascinating figure. If you've heard of Graupner, it's typically this sort of trivia that he was offered the job in Leipzig at the Thomaskirche that Bach eventually held. So Telemann was the first choice in Leipzig, Graupner was the second choice, and Bach was the third choice. And you can actually look in the archives, you can see letters from the town council saying, well, since a significant, talented composer wasn't available for this position, I guess we'll go with Bach.
Yeah.
Sort of, short-sighted on their part to the genius of Bach. But that's the little historical tidbit that ends up in some, music history textbooks. Graupner's music was sort of forgotten for many years, and that's partly due to legal disputes between his family and the court in Darmstadt about who owned these scores, these manuscripts, after his death. So for years they were just boxed up and no one saw them. Within recent years, the university in Darmstadt has scanned all of the cantatas, all of the instrumental music, and put them online. So you can download any of his music in the original manuscript online. There's over 1,400 extant cantatas. If you compare that to Bach, the number of extant cantatas, they're 200 and something. So it's really overwhelming.
So you've recorded and you're going to be performing, and you have performed cantatas for solo, baritone voice, and small ensemble. What are you working from? What are the pieces of music you're working from?
As I mentioned, the original manuscripts are online, available to us, but they're in Graupner's handwriting. The parts are pretty legible, so some of the instrumental music you could probably read from. But I have worked with a variety of scholars and colleagues over the years to take these handwritten manuscripts and then transcribe them into modern notation and modern notation software like Sibelius or Finale. And the difficult part was the text. The text is almost indecipherable in Graupner's hand. So I worked with a scholar in Germany who translated and transcribed all of those texts so that we had accurate scores that we could perform from. So we are not performing from Graupner's handwritten manuscript, we're performing from a modern performing edition.
But it sounds like, unlike music of some composers, including Bach, you're not working from someone else's handwritten copy of a score. What you're working from was taken from Graupner's original, including actual parts written out?
Exactly. We have the parts for every instrument and the Graupner's original full score. So it was really interesting. During the recording process, we'd play through a measure and someone would say, I think I have a mistake in this part. I had copies of all these manuscripts, and I'd pull it up and we'd compare and say, yep, we left off this accidental, or this figuration is incorrect, and we would correct it there from the manuscript.
Oh, that's fascinating. So you are singing one of these cantatas?
Yes. So in the recording that I did, I recorded 4 cantatas. 3 of them were world premiere recordings. And I'm doing Halte an im Glaubenstreit for this concert with Pro Musica, and it will be the New Mexico performance premiere of this cantata.
Stephen Redfield leads the Santa Fe Pro Musica Baroque Ensemble, music of Telemann and Graupner with baritone Michael Hix and flutist Kim Pineda, Saturday 7 p.m., Sunday 3 p.m. And for longtime fans of Santa Fe Pro Musica, Baroque Holy Week has traditionally been held in the past at Loretto Chapel, but this week it will be at First Presbyterian Church in Santa Fe. Tickets and information available at sfpromusica.org. Michael, before you go, we're going to hear a bit of the cantata that you're going to be performing?
Yeah, that's correct. Halte an im Glaubenstreit. We'll listen to the first movement and the second movement, accompanied recitative and an aria.
Michael, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you.